Welcome to the feast, I unleash, I'm a motherfucking beast. Beast.
Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm back from a little bit of a hiatus after the 30-day kickstart, and I just wanted to say welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and we're going to be kicking off me getting back into YouTubing with a Q&A. So I posted a Q&A picture, and I'm going to be answering all the questions on there right now. So let's get right into it. I'm not going to waste any time. So I said drop a question or questions below, and I'll answer it in my next YouTube vid. It can be about absolutely anything. PB and Pull-Ups asked, what's your favorite cheat meal, your least favorite food, thing you wish everyone would understand, and how often to have cheat meals but still see progress over time? That's a lot of questions, but I will enjoy answering every single one of them. My favorite cheat meal is definitely pizza. Has always been pizza, will always be pizza. My favorite pizza is Hawaiian pizza with artichokes and sausage and green peppers added. Random, but that is my absolute favorite combination of pizza. Least favorite food, like squid, I don't know. I'll eat pretty much anything. Chewy stuff like squid and calamari is probably a no-go for me. Something I wish that everyone would understand. I wish that everyone would understand patience in a fitness journey. I guess if everyone could understand how long making progress really does take, and they get rid of the misconceptions that present day media tries to portray amongst us, I think people would be a lot better off in their fitness journeys, because they wouldn't give up after a week if they didn't lose like 7 pounds. You see all these transformations like, oh, 30 days they lost 60 pounds. Like, that's not real. And if it was real, it was not done by healthy or sustainable means. And honestly, in a lot of people that I take on as clients will initially be like, I don't see anything happening with my weight. And in reality, they dropped a pound in a week, and 1 pound per week of weight loss, if that's your goal, is exactly what should be happening. How often can you have cheat meals but still see progress over time? What kind of progress are you talking about? Are you talking about progressing with weight loss, because it's going to be less for weight loss than it is going to be for weight gain? If your goal is to gain weight, having cheat meals more often is going to help with that. Now, is it going to help you build more muscle? Most likely not, because if you're having like extravagant cheat meals and overshooting your calories, then you're most likely going to put on excess fat before you put on quality muscle tissue. So it just depends on your goal. So progress is an arbitrary term. Some people want to gain weight, some people want to lose weight, some people want to maintain their weight and kind of recomp. And honestly, it just depends on what you can get away with your genetics and your metabolism. With someone like PB and Pull-Ups, who I know personally, she has a very fast metabolism, so she could probably have more cheat meals more often without seeing any sort of detriment or fat gain or loss to progress, depending on what the goal was. Like if it were to maintain weight, then that's probably a person who could get away with it better. Someone like me, if I go off track for one meal, I'll be bloated for the next 3 days. So it just really depends on the individual. Christy Lynn Fit asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years, and where do you want to retire? In 5 years, I'm going to be self-sustained in terms of my business and my income. I'm going to fully run MarissaRoyFitness as a coaching business for lifestyle and potentially competition clients in the future. I'm going to be financially independent. I guess that's already implied with what I said. I'm going to most likely still be in this area. I love this area in Northern Virginia. In 5 years, I hope to be an IFBB pro. I just want to be running shit when I'm 25. And yeah, I'm 20 now, so 5 years from now I will still be just 25 years old. So that is encouraging as well. Where do you want to retire? I would love to live in Texas at some point in my life, because I love hot weather. I feel comfortable in like 80-degree weather when it's sunny out, and that's just me. I'm very sensitive to the cold. So winter kind of sucks here for me because it is temperate climate in Virginia, but yeah, I would love to live in Texas, probably Austin or Houston. Gabriel Paul asked, who is your biggest influence in the industry and out of the industry? Least favorite exercise that you still have to do? So those are two really good questions. I will answer the second one first, because I have to think about the first one for a little bit. My least favorite exercise is definitely Bulgarian split squats or walking lunges, because Duh. My biggest influence within the fitness industry is probably going to be either Paul Revelia or Doug Miller. The reason why I say that is because they're two people that have truly just built something for themselves, who have worked their asses off to get to where they are today, and it's not something that was overnight for either of them. Like, for example, so Doug Miller is the owner of Core Nutritionals, America Labs, and the Nutrition Corners. These three companies have achieved great success, and the Nutrition Corners is who I'm partnered with, and it's just an amazing culture that he's created of positivity and actually trying to help and care about the people that come into the stores. And I'm extremely passionate about that, and just the fact that someone can create something that someone else is extremely passionate about, not just me, but his entire team and so many more people beyond that. I admire that so much. I just really look up to everything that he's built, as well as Paul, who is my coach, who provides amazing content on YouTube as well. So I'm gonna link both of their channels and Instagrams down below for you guys. But Paul is now my coach, but I had followed him and learned from him on social media for months before I even considered or thought about having him coach me. So just someone else that I really respect. He's really built his coaching business up for himself and definitely delivers quality now that I am a client and I can testify for him. He knows what he's doing. He's a great coach. Yeah, just respect everything that those two guys have built for themselves. I've probably said that like 60 times, but that's a really good question. Marvy Jr. asked, are you competing anytime soon? What's up, Marvin? My competition plans for 2018 are, yes, I'm going to compete next year. I am not sure what shows I'm going to be doing, but I definitely want to get on a national stage, so I'm going to have to requalify because I have taken all of 2017 off, and I am qualified this year to compete nationally. We're going to play it by feel. Like I said, Paul is my coach, so we're just going to wait until we feel like I have grown enough to be competitive on a national stage, and then we're going to pick shows depending on how we feel. Could be an earlier show next year, could be later, who freaking knows. I'm just really excited to already be in the process of building that physique right now. So that's what my plans are. I am competing next year. Lives, Lifts, Loves asks, how did you become a personal trainer and why and where do you want to go with this business? So I think I kind of already answered that, and where do I want to be in 5 years? I want this to be my business. I want this to be my baby. In 5 years, I literally will be financially independent from just having this business. But how I became a personal trainer, how this all started, was I actually was intending on going to University of Texas at Austin my senior year of high school. That's where I had committed, and I was going to study like nutrition or kinesiology or something there, and I wanted to be a personal trainer, but it wasn't something I was immediately pressed on doing. And then I ended up not going to University of Texas at Austin. I canceled that last minute, so I couldn't go anywhere that first like freshman fall semester for college, so I had to stay home. And so what I did was, over that summer, I was like, all right, I have to just do something else for the fall freshman semester because I can't go anywhere. So I studied for and got my personal training cert that summer, started working at the gym that I was already doing front desk at, and was a personal trainer there for about a year in person. And then after about 8 months or so of training people in person, I started doing that with part-time school, with online coaching. I started that, and then I transitioned into full-time school and just online training and kind of weaned myself out of that gym. So that's how it all started. I guess everything happens for a reason, because like, look at what I'm doing now. Lakin Marie 30 asked, I know everyone is a little different as far as macro calorie needs, but what do you keep your macros and carbs at when you are cutting and leaning out? So here's the thing about macros. The first point that she made is absolutely correct. Everyone's macros are completely different, and I should not try to give a recommended amount of macros to someone unless I know not only their height, weight, their age, their gender, their activity level, how many workouts they're doing per week, how much weight they're lifting, and stuff like that, but also just like their history of what they're already eating at the moment and what they have been eating for the past couple of weeks or so. So that is a question I cannot answer for you, because when I'm cutting, those are all the variables that go into what my macros are for me personally, and all those personal factors, but just so much else goes into it. So what you should probably do is start tracking your intake and start seeing what it's at, and then start adjusting numbers up and down from there. I have a video series on how to calculate your own macros, so I will link that down below. It's a couple of videos long and it's extremely detailed, so you will definitely get a lot out of it and be able to give yourself your own numbers from there. When you're cutting or bulking or anything, your macros should never stay stagnant for too long. I firmly believe that if you are continually making progress in some way, if you're cutting, you're bulking, you're maintaining your weight, but you're just trying to get stronger, whatever you're doing, you should be able to manipulate your macros over time, whether that be to increase your carbs and your protein, to train heavier, train harder over time, build your metabolism up as you maintain your weight, or push calories more to gain weight. Usually I will change clients' macros bi-weekly or weekly, but if someone's making progress for a while with a certain set of macros, there's no need to change it, but every now and then if there is a stall in progress, then you should change your macros.